something that I'm always reminded about is that when you've been working with HubSpot for 8, 9, 10 years, you take things for granted. They're such a big part of your life and they've changed your life in such a significant way that you don't realize that not everyone else lives in that world. So one of the things that I fail to educate people on, that's why I'm creating this video, is just giving them the lay of the land of the HubSpot ecosystem. So let's get started. So the HubSpot ecosystem, you have HubSpot in the middle, right? This is the mothership. This is HubSpot. This is the company. This is, can you see that on the camera? Okay, perfect. This is the company, publicly traded company. They put out most of the content. If you search for anything HubSpot, their results are going to come out first. They have an interest in making their customers happy, providing great software, moving the market and getting the market to think a certain way. And most importantly, they have an interest in their own financial success. All right. So, and then you have outside of HubSpot, HubSpot's customers, a massive community, 60,000 companies using HubSpot, paying for HubSpot, many more using the free version of HubSpot. And then you have people who have used HubSpot in the past. I was just talking to somebody last night who they love HubSpot. They completely buy into the philosophy. They love the platform. Their company is moving away from HubSpot because of internal politics. But they still love HubSpot. So this is a former HubSpot user who's no longer a HubSpot customer. So there's probably, if there's 60,000 paying HubSpot customers, there's 500,000 people out there who have used HubSpot and really buy into the philosophy and the platform and really like the ease of use. So you have your users. And then with your users, call them users. That includes former users. You have your user groups. All right, so let's make some user groups here. Here. These are organizations run by HubSpot. Almost every major city and metropolitan area in the world has a HubSpot user group. I've run the HubSpot user group. I co-led it in DC for a few years. I run the HubSpot user group in Phoenix right now where I live. It's a great community if you have the right leadership running the user group and making it about the users and not making it about pitching HubSpot or pitching some agency services. So join a user group if you haven't already. They hold meetings quarterly. We hold them monthly here in Phoenix. But so you got users and user groups outside of HubSpot. Then you have, I only have two colors, so that's what we're going to use today. You have your Hubspot Partners. This is going to end up looking like Mickey Mouse. Partners. And then we'll get into these. And then over here, you have your platforms. All right, so here's your HubSpot Mickey Mouse ecosystem. Let's talk about partners for a second. HubSpot partners are people who commit to HubSpot. They go through certain training. They do have a revenue share arrangement with HubSpot so that when they sell HubSpot to somebody, they get a percentage of that reoccurring software revenue. And you have agencies. These are usually marketing agencies, and they're doing everything from strategy to graphic design. There's a lot of web design companies that have become partners because it's a really good financial opportunity for them. There's inbound marketing agencies, people who produce a lot of content and create offers on the lead generation side. There's ad agencies, Facebook ads, Google ads, people who run traffic who are HubSpot partners as well. You have the agencies. You have the consultants. Then most are agencies. Most of HubSpot's partners are agencies. A lot of times you'll refer to them as you'll hear them as partner agencies. As HubSpot has branched into the sales side and the service side, they've added additional categories, and you'll see it's still a small percentage, but you'll see a lot of people, sales consultants or sales integrators, people who integrate the HubSpot sales platform with other or the HubSpot marketing platform with other platforms. So you have your integrators, you have your consultants. The company I run is a consultancy based on the HubSpot sales and CRM sales tools package. And so just know that between agencies, consultants, and integrators, you have the salespeople, the people who work with increasing leads to sales. That's what we do. And then you have the marketing people. They get traffic and they get leads. Then you have the service people, people who really work with a lot of the back-end customer delight functions that HubSpot can serve. So you have those partners. You also have a layer of people, and you have we'll call them non-partners. Before I became a HubSpot partner, that's what I did. I actually didn't know anything about the partner program. I hadn't worked with HubSpot partners when I grew my company using HubSpot, so I was just a HubSpot consultant, but I wasn't in the partner program. There's nothing wrong with that if you find the right one. A lot of times there are people who are very knowledgeable that have just not taken the steps and made the financial commitment to HubSpot that a partner has. So you can find a lot of freelancers who are non-partners who are HubSpot experts, but they fall under that realm. They have the same skill set, but just make sure you're picking the right one for your experience. And if you go to HubSpot and say, this non-partner person, this freelancer didn't help me out, they'll look at you and say, why didn't you work with a HubSpot partner? Because there's certain standards and training that HubSpot partners have to go through. All right, so then you have the platform integrators, or the integrated platforms. And there's two types here. These are platforms like Zoom. There used to be only a few. When I was growing my company, every month I'd check, and there's about 20 different platforms that integrated with HubSpot. HubSpot has strategically built out their HubSpot Connect program over the past few years. So there are hundreds of platforms that integrate with HubSpot to do various things, from sales and data to marketing to events to finances. You can find a HubSpot Connect partner that does almost everything. And that number is growing every month. It's pretty incredible, and it can get overwhelming to the point where I don't know them all by heart anymore. I have to go look at the list to find the solution that I'm looking for the specific client situation. But then they have HubSpot. So that's when you hear about the HubSpot Connect platform, that's what they're talking about. It's their ecosystem of platforms that integrate with HubSpot, and there's certain standards that they need to meet in terms of customer satisfaction, number of HubSpot customers using it. So you know it's going to work, and it's going to work pretty well. Then there's a whole bunch of platforms that are working towards being HubSpot Connect partners. They haven't met all the criteria yet, but technically they do have the integration built. So know that they are out there. So you have your platforms, and then you have your working towards being in the HubSpot Connect. This is what we call this Connect, just so you see it and you're reminded that's the the HubSpot Connect program. All right, and then you have the people who are working towards it that aren't there yet. So real quick, your Mickey Mouse HubSpot ecosystem is the mothership, HubSpot corporate themselves. You have this huge community of users, and it's supported by the user group program that HubSpot points out. So you have users and ex-users. And in this Mickey Mouse ear, you have HubSpot Partners. You have it on the sales side, the marketing side, and the service side. You have agencies, consultants, freelancers, integrators. And then you have the people who aren't partners yet, or aren't partners anymore, or just have HubSpot experience, but just know that they're part of the community. And then over here, you have the HubSpot Connect partners, the platforms that will integrate with HubSpot, and then the companies that are working towards getting into that HubSpot Connect program. With that, I hope this is a lot more clear to you, that in terms of when you're working with HubSpot, what's going to be available to you, either before you buy HubSpot or as you're working with HubSpot. Just the lay of the land can be kind of overwhelming because it's changing so fast and growing so fast, and there's so many options now. I really hope this is helpful. Thanks for listening today. I'll see you online.